What's going on, everybody? Just getting that cleared up. It's your boy Keep It Smooth checking in, bringing y'all another long missed, long awaited episode of the Night Owl Show. You know what I'm saying? We back in this thing. Oh man, it's Christmas week, man. There's been so much stuff going on, but I want y'all to know that I love and appreciate everybody for tuning in, chiming in, hitting me up in the inbox. You know what I'm saying how much they missed the show. When is the show coming back? I definitely got a lot of surprises in store for y'all, especially with who's going to be my guest this week on the Who You With Wednesday's episode of the Night Owl Show. You know what I'm saying? So before we get off into anything, you know what I mean? Make sure you grab your drink, whatever it is you're sipping on. You know your boy. I know I'm going to got my Night Owl Show drink somewhere close with me. Grab your drink and take a sip. I've been missing y'all. Take another sip. Because this is the Night Owl Show. You know what I'm saying? This is the show for folks who's getting up, getting ready for work. So you want something to help get you going, get you flowing. This is the show for folks who's getting off of work, winding down, trying to have something to take the night out real smoothly with. And this is the show for folks who just happen to be up anyway, you know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do, but you want to come over here and you want to tune in and check in with your boy. I want to let you know I appreciate that completely, wholeheartedly, because I am Keep It Smooth, you know what I'm saying? Now, before we jump back into this thing, I know we was rocking, and first we started off rocking at 4 o'clock, then we changed it up to 2 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? And now we're rocking out at 9 o'clock. But it's all about being able to ride the waves as they come, you know what I'm saying? And this COVID season, this 2020, I promise you, has showed so many blessings. It's definitely been a roller coaster ride and a half. I mean, I'm talking almost Final Destination. You could see the boat loosening up, making you weary while you're on the ride. But we still hanging in there, and everybody that's around to watch this, to see this, to tune into this, you blessed to still be here. So we all came out stronger. And we only 10 days away from finishing this year off and going into the new year, you know what I'm saying? A whole lot wiser, a whole lot stronger, and a whole lot more efficient than we were in 2019. You know what I mean? Because I was in that boat of folks that was like, man, we're going 2020, man. I'm finna show everybody my vision. I'm finna show everybody. I'm finna do this. I'm finna hang in there. Man, and 2020 came around and smacked us in the face. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people produce. A lot of people had the chance to do some reflecting, you know what I'm saying, some reassessing, and to come out stronger. You know what I'm saying? And for everybody that's chiming in, tuning in, coming in right now, this is the Night Owl Show with your boy Keep It Smooth. Jump in them comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from, whether you're watching from Facebook or you're watching from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Where you're tuning in from, region-wise, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you happen to be, tune in. Chime in. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can give you a proper shout-out, because I can pull up and put your comments right here on the screen for the world to see and show you some love. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely what this show is about. You know what I'm saying? Creating a platform. It's an open dialogue. So don't think that, you know what I'm saying, I should be the only one talking, because I can pull comments up. We can make this thing rock, jump. You know what I'm saying? I can respond. I can engage and interact with you directly instead of having to go through some whole other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can let people see what I'm talking about. But like I was saying, 2020 has been an interesting year. You know what I mean? And every time I get ready to say I'm kicking this thing back off, something pops up. And I mean, I want to say shout out to everybody that's a parent doing the e-learning thing, because boy, when I tell you, we are learning how smart we really are, how strong we really are, and how patient we can be with all this e-learning stuff. Man, look here. I want to say I got a newfound respect for these teachers, and I really wholeheartedly do. I always felt like they was underpaid, but in the same breath, try being the parent, the teacher, and still having another 9 to 5 job, because the teacher you are don't pay you to be a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So you still gotta have something to pay them bills. So yeah, shout out to all the parents, you know what I'm saying, that's holding it down, making sure they stay active in their kids, with their kids, engaged with their kids' education, because We're not trying to let nothing fall by the wayside, and we got to make sure we stay on top of the situations. Uh, but man, it's definitely been a year full of blessings, a year full of trials, tribulations, no doubt. But we all made it. We all still here, and the fact we're still here means that you know what I'm saying. We're gonna be all right, and we're gonna make it through this thing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, oh snap! Y'all ain't tell me in the comments that I got something else hiding up here. Oh man, what's going down? All right, Spirit, I see you. Shout out from Houston, Texas. What's going down? What's going down? My man Roby. Shouting out from Naptown. Jackie, you in Monticello, Arkansas. Okay, all right. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in, checking this out, vibing with me. You know what I'm saying? This is Music and Movie Mondays right here on the Night Owl Show. And to be 100 with you, the first thing we're going to talk about is this movie called Brave. Now, I don't believe in spoilers and anything I say being a spoiler unless we're talking about something that's in the theaters. You know what I mean? Because uh, I don't like spoiling things. I like keeping the suspense, and I love things that are based around suspense. So I'm gonna try my best not to do too much. But you got to get the premise. Like if you're gonna watch the trailer for this movie, that's the equivalent of what I'm gonna give you on my synopsis of it. Braven is a movie starring, I want to say Jason Momoa, the guy that played Aquaman. He's a father, son, and they gotta be living in like Alaska or something. You know what I'm saying? They living somewhere up where it literally looked like it's snowing year round. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and it's the classic. It's a classic scenario where a friend takes advantage of another friend, and the next thing you know, the friend that was taken advantage of is caught up in the whole situation. He ain't got nothing to do with it. Shouldn't have never been in the first place. But being a kind heart, you know what I'm saying, being open with your colleagues you work with that became like brothers, because we all know more times when you work, you at work more than you are at home. You know what I'm saying? So there was a few things in the movie that just reminded you, man, it's a movie. Like once you're in that moment where it feel like you're getting lost, you're getting engaged in it. You know what I'm saying? You're getting excited because you're seeing how you're really relating to the characters. But then you turn around and you get some unrealistic, like one scene, my man's climbed up a mountain barehanded that was covered in snow after falling off said mountain into the water. Don't get me wrong. We all have certain things that would motivate us to go above and beyond. But the man scaled a mountain, basically, a cliff, covered in snow, no rope, no chains, barehanded. He scaled a cliff, got on top, and still had enough strength left in his arms. Mind you, you know who Jason Momoa is. The man, he looked like a smooth version of Aquaman. So he ain't no little dude. I don't care how strong you are. I hate to say it, I don't really believe you will be anybody can be motivated enough through reality. Because reality is your fingers are gonna get cold. Add to that your body weight you're pulling up constantly and religiously. Because once you get started, you can't let go. Once you get halfway up this mountain, you can't just turn back. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying, keep going. But like, come on, fam. We gotta be realistic about this thing. Let's see. What's up, fam? Nigga is crazy still, apparently. All right. Hey, what's up? What's up, fam? But the movie basically was about a guy getting put in a situation and when he's already dealing with the stresses of life. Father's sick, you know what I'm saying? Look like he's making good money, but he don't wanna he don't wanna put his pop in the home. So he's stressing about that. And his pop is there, so his dad can see, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. His dad is dealing with delirium, you know what I'm saying? We've all dealt with situations like that where you got family members who are not in the best of minds, you know what I'm saying? Who are slipping, who uh, unfortunately are suffering from things that we battle with their loved ones, and eventually us too begin to battle with as we get older, Alzheimer's, stuff like that, forgetting who you are or what's going on around you, or get into situations like we saw in the movie where things play out and it's off the beaten path. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's just I don't. I guess that's why they're called movies. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's got to be inflamed. It's got to be some points of it got to be unrealistic. Otherwise, it would look like a documentary. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't look like a movie. And unfortunately, I just look at it like certain aspects of it are too unrealistic to have in the movie. Say a dude scaled a mountain, scaled a cliff, covered in snow with his bare hands, no gloves, didn't fall, didn't drop, none of that. Man, I can't get behind that. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, drama wise, for the most part, entertainment wise, storyline wise, it was interesting. But I be 100 with you. I couldn't I couldn't really get off into it because when I see when I see Jason Momoa, the guy who was playing the lead in the movie, um, like I say, most times we know him from Aquaman, uh, Justice League. He was in the game for like one of the later seasons, just for a few episodes though, mostly like cameo stuff. But he's a great actor when it comes to the hero stuff. He was in another movie where everybody was born blind except for his twins. His children weren't born blind, and somehow the town knew this. But everybody else in the town can figure out how to live, survive, everything being blind. So they think that the babies being having their sight is gonna bring some type of bad luck, bad juju, bad karma, or something like that on the town. And eventually they wanted to sacrifice the kids so they can keep their society as it was, or the understanding of their society as it was. So then you got that whole movie, or then you got that whole storyline, how that breaks down and plays out. And it's a good movie. I know if you Google him, I'm Googling real quick. I know if once you pull up his what is it, IDB, I know all of that stuff comes up. Jason Momoa. Um, but it was an okay movie for the most part. I just felt like one movies that are an hour and a half long really don't have much time to play around with storyline. Like you really got to get into the action. Um, the villain didn't really seem like he. The villain didn't really seem like the villain seemed depicted of every other villain you've seen in movies, like the same villain from Alpha Dogs, the same villain from uh, what was that other movie? I mean, it's the same classic sociopath that doesn't care to cause a scene, has a team of people. Uh, where's that movie at? See, wow, ironically, the movie where everybody was blind is called See. um, but the thing about this movie, Braven, and Braven, let me pull up. Braven came out in 2018. and was actually he was one of the producers on the movie, which is interesting. I like to see when actors get off into the producing realm, but I guess then you can start seeing where that happens. You can start seeing the movies that come about when people start getting uh, more into the directing portion of the movie instead of just being the actor on set, allowing others to direct them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those movies seem to be a lot more heartfelt, playing a lot more on the emotions, and there's no shade to that, no problem with that. Uh, I just feel like when you are the director and the lead actor in the movie, then you're going to do a little bit. You're going to do a bit much. You know what I'm saying? You're going to drag some things out. You're going to draw some stuff out, and I'm not really much of an emotion, a romance type movie guy. You know what I'm saying? I like action, I like suspense. I mean, drama for the most part. I tell you, hey, when the devil get to cutting up, boy, he get to cutting up tough, man. Trip doggone fuse, and ain't nobody here but me with anything rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this TV off. Or, but I'm glad we stayed tuned. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for sticking around. Like I was saying, the movie is called Braven, and it was a good movie for what it was worth. You know what I'm saying? They gave it a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's like for me personally, I need a little bit more action in my movie. You know what I'm saying? That's why I liked him in Action Man and Justice League. Uh, some people I feel like they just look more like that type of a character, and for this guy, for in the movie his name was Braven, which is why the movie is entitled Braven. But he plays that type of a role, like that hero esque type character in the movie, but in the same breath, for it to be trending, like I think it was number 5 right now on Netflix. I need more than that. I need more than that for it to be sought after so much. Now, if it's sought after because women is crushing on this dude, whatever. But I actually, for me personally, as somebody who gets into movies a lot, who loves watching movies, I'm more of a suspense guy. I like movies that keep you on the edge of the seat, that keep you guessing, kind of make you not sure which way is going next, and then the next thing you know, boom, it just drops on you. You know what I'm saying? Now, for what I was talking about, for those who were tuning in, that was on the live with me before, and the lives that I do before I go live, actually for the show, I'm just going to delete because I actually want those to be just for the people. Because if you're watching that live as a recap, as a recap later on, and then you go back and uh, you don't watch the show, or you watch that, if you don't watch the show, then the live before it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? The live before it is so I can get in tune with the people, let them remind them that the show's about to kick back off, because this is going to be the regular time moving forward, Monday through Friday for the most part, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. is when we're going to be rocking out. You know what I'm saying? And if you're tuning in from Facebook, if you're tuning in from YouTube, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share. If you're on YouTube, smash that subscription button. That way we can get that YouTube channel up. You know what I'm saying? And I won't need StreamYard to go directly to be able to stream directly to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But what I wanted to talk about, what I actually am excited to talk about, because this brings in what I was talking about as far as what intrigues me. The show that I just finished, finally finished the last season they just dropped, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Great TV show, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie to you, I started out for a while. Like it took me a minute before I got off into it like that, on the simple strength of uh, I really I really didn't understand um, I really didn't understand like the premise of it. I didn't give it a chance. I didn't even give it a shot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just kept scrolling past it. Like, nah, I'd watch all the Marvel movies, but TV show, nah, I'm good. Uh, but when I tell you, when I finally got around to checking it out, I couldn't let go of the, I couldn't. Every time I tried to sit down to watch it, I'd get lost, and I couldn't help it. It was like one, you get introduced to way more Marvel characters than you were before. You know what I'm saying? And a lot, and the biggest thing of all, the biggest selling point of all, is we thought Nick Fury was the coldest dog when it came down to Marvel. Like for him to have no powers, he's just the eye behind the scene, pun intended. Uh, we thought he was the coldest, he was the one. But if you go back and watch the first Avengers movie, it was Coulson that tied everybody together. It was the conviction of them having somebody who's a fan, like law fanboy, got lost every time he got near him. You know what I'm saying? Had the Captain Marvel trading, I mean the Captain America trading cards. was a fan of Thor, knew about Tony and wasn't starstruck by him. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but was connected to everybody in the original movie. And when they thought he died, or when he died, technically, uh, everybody got real heartbroken, and that's when they started. That's when they rallied together. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we left off with Coulson until Agents of Shield kicks in, and now you're introduced to what happened after Avengers One, the first Avengers movie, which was technically Coulson died, and technically they brought him back to life because of course they got that type of technology there that they're not telling nobody about in the beginning. Uh, and that's just season one. And when you thought Nick Fury was the dog, I'm telling you, it's Coulson. When you go back and watch Marvel Agents of Shield, Coulson was the glue that kept everything together. The coldest thing walking in the show, and he didn't need powers because he had knowledge. He knew how to rally his troops, knew how to talk to his people, knew how to deal with other powerful people. You know what I'm saying? He always had a plan. He always had a strategy. Coulson was the coldest tactician I've seen. You know what I'm saying? And that says a lot given how much of a fan I am of Marvel in general, period. You know what I'm saying? Of superhero movies in general, period. But Coulson, to see, to be able to follow basically behind all the movies that took place. Because Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ran for 7 seasons. I just finished the 7th season. As you're progressing through the seasons, you start seeing more and more of where they actually are in relation to the Marvel movies that hit the mainstream, that hit theaters. You know what I'm saying? As you're keeping up with those movies, you're able to keep up with the timeline of the TV show. If you're a fan like myself, who kept up with all the movies, who was just starstruck by all the movies and couldn't get enough of watching them, then as you're going back and starting Agents of Shield from the beginning, you're able to, oh, so this is okay. So this is around. So this is the season around when they had a Sokovia. Okay, okay. Ultron's is making sense, and every you're seeing what's going on behind the scenes, as we already knew what we was led to believe was taking place in the main screen, on the main scenes, which was the movies that made it to theater. You know what I'm saying? Agents of Shield, by far, has been one of my favorite shows binging on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? And I binged a lot of shows. You know what I mean? Criminal Minds, uh, uh, what is it? Criminal Minds. Because I don't like Law and Order SVU. It's nothing against Law and Order or SVU, those court-based TV shows. I just NCIS was the other one that I like. It's just a lot of those have the same exact concept. They just change the characters, and it's the same idea throughout, especially SVU. Somebody's touching somebody in every episode, and it's okay. I get it. I get it. This is a horrible thing that takes place. It happens way more than it's supposed to. It's wrong. It shouldn't be happening. I understand that, but every single episode, and y'all got 32 seasons. Come on now, we can change it up. We can do something else. There's other things that can be considered special victims. You know what I'm saying? People can be considered special victims based on other heinous crimes. You know what I'm saying? But NCIS, after Criminal Minds, after even Mr. Iglesias, the Gabriel Iglesias TV show about him being a high school teacher, which is actually a good watch. Definitely a good watch. They just released part 3 of season 2, part 3, which I don't understand why they're calling it part 3. It should have just been season 3, but season 2 was short. It was only like 3 episodes. But out of all the shows that I've watched, by far my favorite show to watch, and even go back and rewatch, has been Agents of Shield because I'm a big Marvel fan. So being able to learn about new characters, learn about new shows, because Agents of Shield had spin-offs from that. You know what I'm saying? Then you had the Inhumans. You know what I'm saying? Uh, then you had, I know it was another show that came out after Agents of Shield did. There were spin-offs because of characters they were introducing. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the show, and I really believe that this is a dope show. I wish it was still on or producing more and more episodes because from what it looked like, season 7 is going to be the last season. But it was definitely uh, the way everything played out, the storylines that one season they were in the future in space, another season they were back in time, traveling through time. Uh, Another season they were dealing with uh, man demons and creating mutants and all types of stuff. Well, they actually was called them Inhumans, but they looked like they was getting mutant powers, and they could if they fought against mutants, they looked like mutants. You wouldn't be able to tell them the difference. But it was definitely a dope show. Definitely something that's worth checking out, worth putting on your list to get in tune with because it was a good watch, and it definitely was a hard watch to step away from. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't already, make sure you go back and check out Marvel Agents of Shield and let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Jump in the comments what you think would be a good watch, what you would like me to come in and comment on next week. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely take recommendations to give me a week to get back to you on it. And by the time I get back to you, I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm gonna keep it smooth with you. I'm gonna keep it straight up and down 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? Let you know what my viewpoints on it are. Uh, just I'm begging you. You know what I mean? Understand that if you recommend something and it's a 3 hour watch, make sure it's solid because when I come back, I'm gonna come back with notes of this 3 hour movie, and I'm not gonna put no movies on blast because I'm open to anything. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I was just asked about being on a TV show, on a virtual show like this, where we talk about movies, and I try to sell somebody on a movie. You know what I mean? And if I was gonna sell you on anything, it would be either Marvel Agents of Shield as my movie that I would recommend, or a movie that ironically had another person that was a part of that is a part of the Marvel universe, Mr. Anthony Mackie, and I would recommend She Hate Me. She Hate Me is a movie that starred not only Anthony Mackie but Kerry Washington, Q-Tip, and if you ever seen this movie, jump in the comments. Tell me y'all. Jump in the comments and say seen it. Uh, I actually found it on YouTube. So if you type in the YouTube search browser, "She Hate Me" full movie, I'm pretty sure you'll find one that's a pretty good screener. You know what I'm saying? I usually prefer to watch screeners if I'm gonna watch a bootleg instead of watching anything else, just anything on the simple strength of you want some type of good quality. You know what I mean? People walking in front of the cameras and stuff while you're trying to watch the movie, trash. Nobody wants that. So you want to have some good quality. Make sure you get you a screener. You know what I'm saying? But She Hate Me was a dope movie and, and hilarious. You know what I'm saying? The movie is about a guy who is a corporate. I want to say he's like a stockbroker. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy. He's a big money guy, and in Wall Street, and he's trying to just live his best life. He's just trying to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and the next thing you know, he's being framed for embezzling, and he don't know jack about what's going on. Only thing he knows is he's been doing his job that's expected of him. And now all of a sudden, within 10 minutes of the movie, the man gets fired for allegedly embezzling, and he's furious. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, while he's at the crib trying to figure out what he's gonna do, Kerry Washington, who in the movie plays his college sweetheart, his ex fiance, as a matter of fact, who he was supposed to marry until he came home from work one day and caught her in the bed with another woman. Now I know majority of the guys is watching this is asking either to themselves or saying out loud, if he caught her in the bed with another woman, what happened next? Like what I don't understand. Like why that was his ex fiance. Like
You gotta give me some more detail. Allow me to elaborate, if I can, for a moment. Wow, that is a star-studded dream, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? In the same breath, to walk into that and not be a part of that, it's understandable why he would buck up and flip out like that. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I feel like, of course, it could have been a different approach. But if you see the scene in the movie where he walks in, he 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 walks into the room, catches them in the act, and get they get deer in headlights stuck clearly because it wasn't meant for him to catch them. So it wasn't meant for him to be there a part of that, which is why they responded like he did, inflaming his response like it was. In the same breath, uh, fast forward, they break up, and now he gets a knock on the door from her and her new girlfriend. And they offer him a proposition. They say, "We would like to become pregnant. We are lesbians. We don't want you to have any ties to the baby. Uh, we have documentation and paperwork. Only thing we want you to do is get us pregnant. That's the only thing you got to do. You sign this paper, you take this $5,000 from the both of us, and then you walk away $10,000 in your pocket while you're going through your financial hard times anyway." He a good dude. He was hesitant on it, but then thought about it. Hey, I live in a nice loft. I got I got a lifestyle I gotta maintain, and until I get back to work, once this case stuff clear up, I need some money. So he goes through with it, but they wanted it two different ways. His ex girl wanted it the old fashioned way, and her girl wanted it in a cup so she can do it herself. She didn't want the old fashioned way to be done. You did. Fast forward, and now his ex shows up with 10 women, all having $10,000 apiece, all wanting the same setup, all have their own paperwork, all are ready to do the daggone thing so that they too can be with child. Because all of them were lesbians. All of them just wanted to be able to have a child. But they didn't want the responsibility of having a dude breathing down their neck, blase woo skipping. So they showed up with 10 grand a piece, plus paperwork, and all your mans had to do was knock them down. And two everybody gets two chances to get pregnant. Otherwise, you got to drop another 10,000 for me to keep trying. Who wouldn't want that job? You know what I'm saying? If everybody come back tested clean, we ain't got to worry about no STDs or anything like this. You healthy, you're in the best shape, and you're financially stable enough to take care of say a child. You give me $10,000 to do what now? Come on, yeah, yeah. I feel like I'd be doing a great disservice. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal movie, hilarious. You wouldn't believe some of the actresses that they had playing in the movie. And I won't even give you the best part. I wanted to tell you the best part because there's a gigantic twist at the end of the movie, and it was hilarious. I promise you, dope movie. Make sure you go check it out. She Hate Me. Now, this wouldn't be movies and music Mondays if we didn't talk about some music. Now, jump in the comments and tell me what your thoughts were on the E40 Too Short versus battle that we just had. What was it? This past weekend. I'll be honest with you. I've heard some great things. I thought we were getting ready for the Keisha Coles and Ashanti battle. And when I found out that Ashanti had got COVID and was putting it off, everybody was putting it off like, no, we're just gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to take the chance of any of the film team getting sick. They've got to bring the equipment in, uh, and we could definitely couldn't have them two in the same place. I didn't know they already had a backup plan in case that one fell through on how they were going to go about it. You know what I'm saying? So as I was looking forward to that, then I find out that I missed the whole E42 short battle. Now, personally, from what I heard, and this is just me repeating what I've been told. You know what I'm saying? I got to work tonight, so I'll definitely be checking out the versus battle while I'm at work, as well as checking out the reviews on the versus battle. I wish I was able to sit back and catch it live. I'm gonna definitely gonna catch the next one live, but I like catching them live. That way you can catch them with the comments rolling at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go back and watch the recap on YouTube, sometimes they just got the video of them. Sometimes they got the video with the comments. But then with me driving to work, it's not like I can watch the comments while I'm driving to work because I got to be watching the road. But I can enjoy this. I can enjoy the show the same that I can do when I get to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put my phone up, make sure it's on charge, get my Bluetooth stuff on charge. I can check out the show, be listening to the show, but for the most part, like the actual stuff that happens live, comments or them acting stuff out, I can't actually get around to checking that stuff out until I get back to the crib. But next week, I definitely will be able to bring back to y'all my recap on the E40 Too Short versus battle. And personally, I heard E41. I know it's all of them is always just for the culture. It's never he won, he lost. It's never supposed to be some stuff like that. But in the same breath, iron sharp as iron, and at the end of the day, it's still called a battle. You know what I'm saying? It's not called the E40 Too Short Showcase. It's definitely called the versus battle. You know what I'm saying? Where they bring the best of the best that they've had over the years, and to put them two together, I think was definitely an interesting combination. Um, I felt like E40 definitely got some strong bangers, and Too Short got some classic hits. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to check it out. I'm actually curious as to how the actual flow went, but the people that I've been watching, the recaps that I've been keeping up with, for the most part, they've been saying, yeah, 40 took it. 40 took it. You know what I'm saying? Too Short definitely showed up. And the chemistry, the way everything flows, song for song, everything was supposed to be incredible. Everything was supposed to be dope. So I'm glad that we was able to get back to doing these verses because I've been waiting. I've definitely been waiting. The Gucci Man and Jeezy verses played out surprisingly well. You know what I'm saying? Given the turmoil that was in the room, given the heat and this whatnot that was in the room. You know what I'm saying? And some of the comments that Gucci was making, like, man, I don't know if you're gonna be able to say that. You know what I'm saying? To anybody else who doesn't have that type of peaceful resolve and understanding of the business and it not fire up like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the way it was looking, you say some stuff like that to me, knowing that one of my homies died by your hand. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely going. Hmm, it's definitely gonna be ugly. But um, I will say that the Jeezy Gucci battle definitely played out smoothly. And like I say, I'll be checking out the E40 and Too Short battle. And hopefully Ashanti and Keisha Cole can get their stuff situated as far as Ashanti being sick. I know she came down with COVID. We wish her a speedy recovery. You know what I'm saying? We definitely ain't trying to lose nobody else. You know what I mean? We've already lost some some powerful names recently. You know what I'm saying? Especially this year, but man, even within the last month, we've lost some phenomenal artists, some iconic names that'll never be forgotten. You know what I'm saying? And our heart goes out. My heart goes out to their families connected with the people that we've lost, both in the mainstream and locally. I've also lost quite a few people recently. You know what I'm saying? So we just wishing everybody to stay healthy, stay safe. You know what I mean? Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you keep washing your hands constantly. You keep using hand sanitizer on deck. You got your mask on with you because you never know. You know what I'm saying? And while we see other people being comfortable, we can't allow ourselves to become so comfortable that we wind up slipping, falling, and making a mistake that we can't take back. And the worst mistakes is the ones when you take people with you. So let's make sure we stay safe, we stay vigilant out here. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's the cold season, and from what I could see, this is when COVID was acting up the worst. You know what I'm saying? When it first came out last year, early this year, it was the cold season that really had its biggest effect. And as things began to warm up and heat up, it began to subside. But now we're getting back. The numbers are starting picking back up. It's starting to get cooler again. Come on, y'all. We know this is the flu season. Let's stay safe. Let's stay vigilant out here. You know what I mean? Uh, but I can't let you go without doing a one's gotta go. Okay, let's do this one. All right. Whew, this is gonna be a rough one too, boy. I tell you, because I'm looking at it and oh man. Okay, one's gotta go. Oh, this is gonna be rough. One's got to go. I'm sorry, I keep saying it over and over again because I'm. This is a live reaction to me seeing what I was gonna pull up, and every time I take my eyes off off of y'all to look at my phone, I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the one's got to go, or looking up some more information for you all. Um, and I'm tomorrow, tomorrow we're gonna get back to normal where we got all this stuff already pulled up and queued up before we get going. But the one's got to go for today: Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Captain America Civil War, or Thor Ragnarok. One's got to go. Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, or Ragnarok. Now, let me tell you why this is so hard. As a Marvel fanatic, those are four of the strongest movies Marvel has in their repertoire. You know what I'm saying? Uh, all of these movies are key movies. All of these movies are uh, edge of your seat, suspense. Like the action is insane. You know what I'm saying? Um, but we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. The hardest part about this is that all of these movies tie into each other somehow. Um, Ragnarok clearly tied. All of them, Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War, all of them tie into each other, of course, and then tie into Infinity War and Endgame is like, how can you? Okay. The first one has got to stay. The first one has got to stay personally because the rewatchability on this one, the action, the drama, everything about this movie was the effects. Everything about this movie was spot on. Even the 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 way they was bringing about uh building chemistry. You know what I'm saying? The first one that's got to stay is Ragnarok. Now y'all know how I do mine. We're gonna pick the ones that's got to stay, and then whatever's left is the one that's got to go. If you know what you want, if you know what your decision is, what your pick would be, go ahead and drop that in the comments. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching this on the rewatch, what's your one's got to go? You know what I'm saying? And why? Don't just uh in game. Nah, you got to explain it. You know what I'm saying? Don't because you got to explain it. You know what I'm saying? The second movie that's got to stay, and I gotta get this thing wrapped up because it's almost 10 o'clock. Uh, Man, the second movie that I feel like gotta stay would be Civil War. And the reason why I picked Civil War as one that's got to stay is because Civil War was the turning point in the Marvel universe at that point. You know what I'm saying? Civil War was a movie that broke a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? We all thought nothing would come in between the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? They would always be able to overcome and prevail. And then we find out the hardest truth of all, that sometimes the only way to destroy a team is to get the team to turn on itself. You know what I'm saying? Uh, a team working cohesively, working together, like the Avengers had been up until that point. There was nothing that could come in between them. You know what I'm saying? They had already overcame so much. The bond, the chemistry they had built between each other was insane. So the only way that you could destroy that team is to get that team to dissipate, to get that team to be no more. Because once you do that, now individually, all of them could have been taken down at any point. They'll put up a big fight. They were, of course, they were heroes, but they weren't. They were nowhere near as strong individually as they were as a unit working together. And that was something we all seen in the movies constantly. You know what I'm saying? And that was their whole premise. Yeah, we're incredible when we apart, but we're a unstoppable force when we're together. So Civil War was showing how important that bond of all of them being together was, how important it was for them to stay together as a team, leading into what would play out in Infinity War and Endgame, that they're not as united as they once were because of things that played out. You know what I'm saying? Now this leaves us with Infinity War or Endgame as the last of the ones that's got to go. The sucky part about this is part one and part two. So it's like if you get rid of Endgame, then everybody stays snapped away. And if you get rid of Infinity War had more action than it. Uh, Infinity War kept both of them kept you on the edge of your seat. The Infinity War was the action packed side of this two-part movie, and Endgame was the emotional roller coaster that was this movie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody being able to show another side to their characters that they weren't originally showing, because they had to build up these character storylines and character plots. We had to build up these relationships with these characters first before we could get to see a different side to them. You know what I'm saying? That you normally only get to see as the movies begin to have sequels and sagas and so forth. Um, but the question is, which one's got to go between Infinity War and Endgame? And because of the reason that just jumped into my head, unfortunately, the one that's got to go has to be Endgame. And I tell you why. I tell you why I chose to let go of Endgame. I chose to let go of Endgame because something we all were looking forward to and wanted so desperately, so badly from the original was Hulk getting that rematch. In Infinity War, we got a chance to see the Incredible Hulk give Thanos that 1-2 combo. You know what I'm saying? He was giving Thanos the business for like 10 seconds. And when Thanos turned the tide, you know what I'm saying, and kind of disrespected our homie. He didn't come back out after that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see Hawk no more. He refused to come out. And by the time we saw him in Endgame, he was Professor Hawk. He wasn't even on the smash and stuff like that no more. He was like, dude, all of this stuff is beneath me now, man. I'm bigger than this. I'm better than this. I'm stronger than this. I don't have to, and whatever, man. I'm not even, I'm using my brain now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, but you still gotta get your, you gotta, you gotta catch that fade again, man. You gotta get your one piece back. You gotta run that thing back one more time. 2 minutes in the yard. Come on, fam. Come on, bro. Nah, man, you disrespect me, big dog. I ain't like that. I don't. That ain't play out too cool in my book. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so yeah, and as much as I loved the final fight scene of Endgame, it Endgame, it was just a long build up to what was the best fight scene we've ever saw in a Marvel movie. But it was a 2 hour build up. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Infinity War was constant, consistent action, uh, pound for pound, a great way to set up a great way to set up Endgame. You know what I'm saying? But they could have, as great as Endgame was, they could have came a little bit better than that. You know what I'm saying? They could have at least gave the Hulk a chance to get his rematch. But as y'all can see, the alarm is riding, going off, which means it's time for your boy to sign off. But I want y'all to know I have wholeheartedly and humbly appreciated everybody that's chimed in, tuned in, and came in to rock out with your boy. You know what I'm saying? This has been your man's Keep It Smooth, checking in on the Night Out Show. You know what I'm saying? This is a show for folks who's just getting off work, looking for something to get off into, something to take the night out with. The show for folks who's getting up, getting ready for work. So you wanted something to help get the juices going, get the blood flowing. And this is the show for folks who just happen to be up this time of night anyway, and you knew if you stayed up long enough, you'd be able to rock out with your boy. I hope that y'all would have enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? If you're on Facebook, make sure you hit that share button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you jump in the comments and tell me where you was tuning in, chiming in at. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscription button. Make sure you hit notification all so you can stay in tune for every time the show airs. Because we're going to air this thing Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here. You know what I'm saying? Rocking out with your boy before I take off of work. I have been the one Keep It Smooth. I appreciate everybody. I wholeheartedly do. If you haven't gotten a chance to yet, please follow the Keep It Smooth artist page. Go over to YouTube, subscribe. We're trying to get that YouTube page up. That way we can do this giveaway. That way we can stream live and direct to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? This has been your boy Keep It Smooth again. Signing out, man. Reminding y'all, man, you got the power to do anything you need to do. I promise you can. All you got to do is take a step back, take a deep breath, and figure out the best way to keep it smooth.